whereas we have those who retire after 10 years of service with Livonia, we do have lengthy service employees, so we added a category of after 20 years of service with Livonia, and it's still the same amount, but in this area, what we have done is the maximum amount is up to 28 days, which results in $2,100 in both sides, for a total of $4,200 if they had 28 days in both categories. And the paraprofessional auxiliary would have a maximum of $3,640 if they maxed out in both categories. Before I open it up to questions, you notice that there was C Note 2, and there are several notes to this that, in talking to other neighboring districts, seem to make a lot of sense to include in our policy. The first of all is the employee's retirement needs to be voluntary. That is, the employee is not being discharged or non-renewed. Number 2 establishes the time parameters so that an employee provides advance written notice of intent to retire. Contract employees must provide notice at least 60 days before the last day of employment. The reason for that, excuse me, is if we have a bumper crop of employees one year, we may need to move money around to cover this amount. And so that would give us sufficient time. And of course, non-contract employees merely need to give a 2-week notice. On the manner in which we are going to pay this out replicates how other districts pay it out, because leave reimbursement is not TRS eligible money. So the retiring employee shall receive a final payout for TRS eligible wages, and then the reimbursement for the leave will be processed separately in the very next scheduled pay cycle. This allows some assistance for our payroll processing. And finally, reimbursement does not apply to TRS rehire employees upon termination of employment with the district. The district has, geez, I have the number on the top of my head. It's 2.5. We have 2 full-time rehire employees, and we have a half-time rehire employees. The argument in many districts, if we've already paid out leave, why would we pay out a second time for leave that they're able to carry with them, specifically state personal leave? Are there any questions?
I have a couple. First, I appreciate the work and rigor that was put into this. Makes good logical sense. I think we're possibly missing the boat a little bit, though. The intent when this was done way back was to minimize the amount of leave that was used, so we don't have to hire subs. That's what the intent was.
So we don't have to hire a substitute,
right.
For example.
You made a statement that this has been buried in policy and you don't think most folks are even aware of it. So I don't know that the intent of the policy made a difference on our financial picture.
Okay.
So if that's the case, maybe we don't need the policy at all. One thought. When we set out the maximum amounts too, there's a significant financial burden on the district by doing this. So this new policy actually increases that burden by making the max numbers higher instead of decreasing it in our fiscal picture. So I would think, if anything, our max values wouldn't be based on the max number of days that the employee might have. It's on the max liability limit that we want to have. And if you have days to cover it, great. If you have more than that, you just don't get compensated for those other days.
Last year, we compensated 6 employees. And I will share with you that one received a payout of $6,300 because of no cap in those areas that I pointed out. the next highest was 3,800, and the next highest was 1,600. So of the six, the outlier amounts are going to be captured to a lower rate because of the new max rates. Your point is well taken. If we had 20 people that retired in 1 year that are lengthy service, it would have an impact. No two ways about it.
Yeah,
But we'd have
good
20
work on that.
I'm sorry, to interrupt, but we'd have an impact with the existing schedule as well.
Right, I'm just was commenting on it, we're increasing our liability that we have to be prepared to pay during this time in light of the FM, our financial report that we just had. We shouldn't be doing anything to increase potential liability against the district.
We can lower the maximum.
Yeah, right, we'll have a conversation.
I think one of the things, Commissioner Brown, we tried to do is also to see the 60-day notice there versus 2 weeks. Someone retires and it's before the end, and they retire 2 weeks before end of June. Fiscal year ends in the end of June, so there's not any opportunity also. Pretty common for districts to give earlier opportunity for people to do that. So it's also pretty common for districts to reward longevity of employees that try to stay in the district and be loyal through that retirement process. I think I've shared previously that I had not seen it in practice or policy about, almost incentivizing someone to resign. I think there's one district in the area that, two, I think Lackland ISD still has some of that, and Shirts doesn't. Everyone else only does it for those that choose to retire.
Shirts recognizes the designation.
Isn't that right? What you say?
Yeah, that's my whole deal. I have a problem with that because we're gonna, if we have an employee in good standing, that's been a good employee that is going to further themselves in the career or a new career, and they've not used that time, they deserve to be paid for that. For local, I can't say anything about the state, but this is time that they stay here with our students or staff or whoever, instead of not being here. So I can't see that being taken away. That's just
Upon resignation, we're talking about.
agreed. If I leave my job, every day that I don't use is mine. I get paid for that. And I can't see changing that.
We could add that back in. We could do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And we could
still
also lower the thresholds and bring it down to something that's more palatable. But I go back to a concern that in that last category up there, we're talking about people with over 20 years of service to our district. It does seem to me to lower the maximum.
I'm talking about the very first one. Just
I understand that. I was trying to talk about the maximum
Oh, yes.
across the board. Well, we can add resignation.
I can't see. Well, we're gonna pay the employee if they take that day off, correct?
We're gonna hire a sub.
And then we're gonna hire a sub. So you're spending more money for that person to not be here. You're saving money for them to be here every day.
That's correct.
And then we're saying we're not gonna pay for it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
Can you give us some guidance, Mr. Hurley, on row 1 on the design piece? You'll see that we changed the rates for early retirement. Can you give us a little bit of guidance? Maybe the board can give us some guidance on, we'll bring it back.
I'm just talking strictly retire and resigning.
Right.
Just the top
Yeah,
piece.
so row 1, yeah, so.
Someone that's been here for 10 years and is continuing their career somewhere else or.
Well, what if they're here for 1 year? So they get their 5 local at the beginning. Are you paying
It
that?
just says right here, you can't do it, with at least 5 years of service.
But you're recommending 2 added back. I'm just asking, is there a year threshold on what you're thinking? Or is it across the board, you're here a year, you leave, we're still gonna pay out your local?
I agree with, if you've committed to this district for 5 years, and you've invested and not spent that time,
So you're saying retire, resign on every line? It's the same.
No, I think you're saying in row one.
No, sir.
You're saying
I'm saying row one, and we have a whole nother row just for resigning.
resign. So you're saying the wording on row one is resign with at least 2 weeks notice, which we're back.
No, we can change it if you want.
With at least 5 years of service and at least 10 days of accrued leave.
If 60 days is better on the resignation, great, whatever helps the district is a
Right.
plus.
Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to get at is, so you're talking about the 5 years and the 10 days. You like that language, right?
Yes.
So the question I have is, the $20 per day for professionals and 25 for paraprofessionals to add back in, is that the amount you're looking for, or is
I
that?
have no idea what that amount's supposed to be.
Okay.
I'm even looking down here on,
We just do it based on daily rate of stuff. That's what that was.
okay, and that's what I was curious in. That's what I know.
Okay.
I guess I respect that because these folks are retiring, so I can understand the difference in compensation of resignation. But I still think they deserve something.
And I would suggest I do not think that it's acceptable. So if you want to bring it back into consideration, it's certainly okay. But you know, that Drew thinks it should be, some of us think it should be.
So I think to Drew's point is, you've got a employee that's worked 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the district, is not necessarily eligible to retire, but says, you know, hey, look, I've had a change of heart, I'm gonna pursue a different career, so I'm giving you my 2 weeks and I'm resigning. And not necessarily retiring, but resigning, changing a different career path. And so they've been good to the district for those 7 to 8 years, they've accumulated their time. So what do you do with employees like that? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Exactly. If they're in good standing, they've been good employees,
Yeah.
there's no reason they shouldn't be compensated for being here to do their job.
In your opinion, in my opinion, I think it is, because it's an incentive for them to stay with the district, because they don't get that benefit.
Agreed.
So, you know, it's, you can look at it that way.
So everyone would, in that scenario, everyone would have 25, at 5 years of 5 working days, they would have 25 days. They have to have at least 10 accrued leave to be considered. So,
I'm gonna take a couple days off later.
3 of you.
yeah. So what we'll do is we'll drop two options. One with an option of resigning and one option without resigning. We have time. This will not want to come back into it.
I think to Ryan's point, for the resigning portion, I think there is a minimum number of years that you would need to be in the district to be eligible to receive a payout.
So whenever I commented on that, I missed the middle column with at least 5 years of service and at least 10 days of free leave. I was only looking at the first column thinking they were here a year and everything. Drew is recommending keeping the language in the middle column.
In the middle
box
column,
one.
gotcha.
Then we want to max it out. The way, at what level do we max it out? Do we have the same scale as the 5 to 10, going down, or we just say, you know, you have a max of 10 days that we're going to pay? A lot of places will have basically a cap, where they have a use or lose, and say you can only get paid out X number of days, doesn't matter how many years you've been, we're only going to be 10 days or
Yeah, and
whatever.
That's what it says, the max is 600 and 300 for paraprofessionals.
But now that max is more than the recommended retiring with 5 years of service.
No, it's not even there, it's all red right now.
Okay, if you bring it back at 600, it's more than people retiring with the district
No,
with
no.
5 years of service.
Agreed.
So that's what we're,
That's what,
do you have a recommendation on what you would bring that dollar amount?
that's it.
We'll draft it up and bring some things back.
And to the point of the rates, I think Drew commented on, you know, the district saving money for having to pay this, pay that, right? So when it was first stood up, and I don't know this for sure, but I think we picked a rate that was less than the substitute rate because it would save the district money, but also incentivize the teacher. So the rates that you put in here are actually the substitute rates that we pay,
Correct,
right?
yes.
So there's no savings to the district under this model. So I think there's probably some wiggle room there to say, well, probably should be a little less, because the district actually saves money, the employee's still getting cash, but then they choose to do that, so it makes it more of a win-win.
And this goes along with, this is a package deal when I look at this. This is a teacher coming here, their salary and what they're gonna have when they leave here. It all is bundled together. And what an employee thinks about when they're either gonna come to learning and talking to another teacher, or a teacher looking to go somewhere else. This is everything that's gonna be taken into effect in making that decision. And taking it away just, I think there's some better stuff we can do. I'm not wrong.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Move on to discussion and action items. Consent agenda items to be approved, one all-encompassing motion. Discussion is desired on particular items. Minutes of the 2019 regular and public hearing, and the financial statements and the budget amendment.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 7-0. It's now 8:26. We are going to go into closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code 5551-074 deliberation regarding employment of primary school principal. We'll come back out, take action on that item, and then go back into closed session.